Can you smell what the pod is cooking? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GodisaGeek podcast shit show, take 2. I'm being better, I'm breaking the fourth wall, I don't give a shit. This is the second opportunity at this. The last one was a fucking wreck. But we're back now, hopefully it'll be better. I'm joined with Mr. Adam Cook. Adam, how are things?
You're not joined with me, mate. I'm a married man.
Mate,
what
are you talking about? Twin. Did you not know? Look under you like your gooch.
Oh, well, that's. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Hey,
Dan, you alright?
Need to go on?
Yeah, hello, Colm.
Hello there. How is everyone? Calvin, how are you?
What's a gooch?
Oh, it's the gap between your arsehole and your bollocks.
I mean,
Jesus.
That's. I mean, yeah.
It's accurate.
It's an interesting start.
No,
I'm gonna say something. Sorry, Colm, to interrupt you, but I am gonna just say something apropos of completely nothing at all. This is not relevant to any of the part of this conversation. Nothing to do with gooches. Nothing to do with any of the conversation at all. But I'm just gonna say this for the record. I don't really like turnips very much.
I'm with you. I don't like them, but I think they're a popular vegetable.
They're not. But turnips are absolutely not a popular vegetable.
They are a popular vegetable.
They're not.
Many people enjoy a turnip.
No,
they'll have a turnip with their dinner.
What do
Far
they taste
more
like?
than they'll have lettuce.
Like?
You have lettuce in a sandwich. You don't have lettuce with your dinner. And
lettuce numerous times. I'd say
I feel like the audience love an in-joke.
Yeah, but there's not even an in-joke because they didn't hear it.
Yeah.
It's just nothing. I mean, should we just talk about the difference between cabbage and lettuce? It's just...
Tell you something.
It's, you know...
All these following vegetables are more popular than turnips. Green beans, carrots, onions, peas, peppers, if you count pepper, it's an awkward one. Cabbage, lettuce, fucking every single vegetable you can think of apart from like a fucking paluva, guama, shitty fucking orange peach thing, what they call squashes. Squash. Everything's more popular than
squash is a fruit.
Oh, squash is fucking minging.
And it's a very popular now. No, very popular that is.
I don't love the squash.
And also, geez, Dan, you fucking lost the room there. But green beans are not more popular.
Yes, they are.
They're not. Peas, yes. Green beans, not.
Green beans are well more popular than turnip. What do you eat turnip with?
No, you're wrong.
What do you eat turnip with?
You do love a root vegetable, though, don't you, Colm?
Root. Well, I mean, I like a carrot. Who doesn't? You know, carrot, a very inoffensive vegetable.
Before we, do move to games, as it's a games podcast, can I just ask a question? Is it safe to? Can we all agree that the high point for turnips is in the Simpsons episode where they lose their lemon tree and to Shelbyville get it back, and then the Shelbyvillians decide, no, it's turnips.
Yeah, I remember that. That's actually a Simpsons episode I do remember.
There you go.
But what do turnips actually taste like before we get onto this? Because I've done
shit, they're horrible.
So what they like?
Turnips.
No, what they're similar to most that I have a
chicken,
reference.
mate. They like chicken.
Mate, listen, mate, I'm going to fucking walk off this and protest, and you can just chat amongst yourselves if you want.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but if you're not sure what turnips taste like, there is a fairly simple suggestion. I can,
It's good choice. I might do a video of it. My first time.
No, you don't need to. What you do is you make Colm eat one at the beginning of a video.
No, I'll do it like live reaction, eating a turnip for the first time. Seeing a turnip for the first time.
Yeah.
Seeing a turnip for the first time.
Okay.
Content. Anyway, games. Adam, what have you been playing?
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ! What haven't I been playing, Dan?
I don't know. I've asked you that to find out.
Okay, Mortal Kombat 2.
Well, I mean, I'm not playing it recently. I've been playing Abzu, but we can't talk about that. Colm is the same. He's played and finished it too, but we can't talk about that because that's the way the industry works. What have I been playing? An enormous amount of Overwatch still because I love that game. But
I feel like every podcast starts with this talk.
I mean, Calv's been playing it as well, so I'll leave it for him to give his impressions because I think
I've fallen off the bandwagon. I think a bit. I've not played.
You have, since E3 kicked off the bandwagon.
Busy boy.
I don't know. Overcooked. I've been playing, which is a game I'd heard you talk about, but didn't know much about. Team 17 are publishing it. It's a weird kind of arcade couch co-op kind of. I mean, it's not a cooking game. Do you know what it reminds me a little bit of? Do you remember Cooking Mama games?
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of that, but
that's because it's about cooking.
No,
that's why it reminds you of that. You could also say it reminds you of Ready Steady Cook on the Wii. Like, it's about cooking. That's why it reminds you of Cooking Mama.
But it's very similar to Cooking Mama in what you get a recipe, you have to make that recipe, and it's kind of about speed. And it starts off simple, like you just have to go. It's basically, from what I remember, 3 elements. There's the plate, No, 4 in there because there's the plate, there's cleaning up afterwards.
Yep.
There's cooking stuff and there's chopping stuff. So a recipe will be onion.
And sending orders off as well.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, the onion soup. I don't know. It's like you got to get 3 onions. So you take 1 onion from your onion storage.
Guess what? There's no fucking turnips in Overcooked.
Well,
who has onion soup?
Onion soup's a thing.
Onion soup.
I mean, I wouldn't have it, but it's a
Tell you
thing.
another vegetable better than turnips.
It's
asparagus.
It's a French classic, definitely.
Yeah.
Onion soup.
Yeah, absolutely.
You might have an onion in a soup, but you wouldn't dedicate the soup to the onion.
Yeah.
Onions are amazing.
Or tomato soup. It's basically vegetable soup.
Yep.
No, I will. Vegetable soup is standard. Vegetable soup is lovely.
Works.
Everyone likes vegetable soup. But a pea soup, I'm not a fan of it myself, but I respect the choices of others who do enjoy it. Onion soup. That's no. I don't like that. No, I don't think
Look,
that's
if we're doing
relevant.
this, can I just say that the best soup is chestnut soup with bacon on top?
No, the best soup is parsnip soup.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate soup. I think soup is for sick people.
See, I don't like soup that much. I only like the odd one, but parsnip soup's the king.
As a starter, I mean, I'm breaking the rules by talking about Christmas in July, but as a starter for a Christmas dinner, chestnut
soup is way. I disagree, Adam. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to butt in, and I'm gonna have to. I mean, I'm feeling with all the political news and stuff coming out. You know, I feel like we're having a debate here. It's good.
Debatable.
A soup for a starter at Christmas is too heavy.
No,
I feel.
we have.
What would you have then,
Christmas?
Colm?
I'd have
fucking potatoes. Let's just say it.
something a bit lighter.
Prawn
maybe
cocktail?
like
Nice prawn cocktail.
A prawn cocktail.
Yeah.
Maybe a small serving of a vol au vent. Nothing too hectic.
Now, hang on. But I want you didn't
That's
let me
like
finish
more
what
of a canapé.
Exactly. No, the thing about this is like you don't have like a fucking great big vat of chestnut soup. It's more like a mug style side.
Are you sure you don't have a big vat of chestnut soup?
Fuck off, Colm.
Can you actually
have a small mug of chestnut soup and you fry off some bacon and just like bacon lardons on the top and it's ever so nice.
Yes.
Is potato soup a thing?
Yeah.
I bet Colm loves it.
Isn't that a stew?
No. No, stew is no at all. That's not. That's
no, it's
like,
not. I just thought I was just trying to play devil's advocate, debatable.
Okay, so what's the difference between a stew and a soup then?
Stew's a bit more meaty, a bit more viscous.
Yeah, I mean, a stew is very much like a Chinese soup. When you get a soup from a Chinese,
aren't they?
And it's like, I disagree.
It's like
now I know they're very watery.
With all the wee shitty little bean sprouts in them.
Fair, right? But it's like if you get a chicken soup from a Chinese as opposed to an actual restaurant, it's like you get the bits of chicken and the bits of veg and whatnot in it. I know the wateriness mightn't be for everyone. That's fair. I respect your choices. But at the same time, it's something a bit different, you know, to that kind of thick cream of chicken that you might get from your traditional restaurant, if you want, or from the tin, yeah.
You can also have tomato soup and what's the other mushroom soup in Overcooked.
Mushroom soup is a solid soup. No, I don't. I'm not a big fan of mushrooms themselves.
See, I'm coming around on mushrooms.
I respect the choice.
I've come around on them recently.
Really, I like a finely diced mushroom. If a mushroom is almost hidden from my taste palate, I'll be fine
out
with
with
them.
the steak. You don't have a big portobello mushroom on it.
Yeah, mushrooms, onions, with peppercorn sauce and stuff.
I throw a few onions on a steak, but again, I enjoy steak.
Savage.
But at the same time, it's like steak isn't one of my favorite dishes. I enjoy it, but
Can we get back to soup? Because I also want to point out if there are the people, the connoisseurs that are listening and thinking, oh, what recipes will Adam come up with next? Butternut squash soup with, as you serve it.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
of course
nice.
it is, Cav. Sunshine soup, this is. But make sure there's a nice bit of chili in the soup, really spice it up so it's warm in every sense. And then just before you serve it, you put a big bit of cream cheese in there, and it's just,
Cheese and soup, that sounds revolting.
cream cheese, not actual, like a block of cheese. I'm not saying drop
Oh, mate,
Cathedral City
can I tell
in
a
there.
story quick while we're on food and stuff? I was last weekend I was moving into my new flat and there was a festival.
Oh, very good. How did that go?
It was alright. It was a shithole. So I'm making.
What are the new flatmates like?
Oh,
You roared them
the
there
same.
a while ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he was talking to his mum, and I was actually, well, go on then.
My new flatmates are just people I know off my course, so we're all moving in together. But
Oh, lovely, very nice. Oh, it'll be a wild
it'll be so nice.
semester. Oh God, are you ready for that, Dan? That'll be good fun.
But basically, there was loads of people in the we have two flats face each other, and there was a music festival in Sheffield. So a few of my mates had come up with loads of their mates. So there's a few of us in these two flats. And on the first night we're there, we were just all drinking, and whatnot.
Lads on tour, yeah, go on.
And this guy, I've never seen anything like it. This guy's just drunk, he's having a fun, if you get my meaning, and he just fucking gets a block of cheddar cheese out the fridge and just eats a block of cheddar cheese.
Oh, what a mental bastard!
No, honestly,
Lads on tour.
Yeah, I'm not
saying that like there's something wrong with it.
But it was just so fucking funny. He just got a block of cheese and just fucking ate it.
What was it funny?
Because don't get me wrong, I can eat cheese, I can eat blocks of it, like little bits and stuff, but just to get the full block of cheese, open it and just bite straight into it like a massive chunk out of a block of cheese.
No, Dan, we understand what he did. We're not getting why it's funny.
It's just
Dan,
funny.
what you should have done is filmed him, gave it to the Lad Bible, and you would have been a hero.
No, don't give it to the Lad Bible. Give it to someone else, then let them use it afterwards. Oh, it's actually, might have to cut that.
Oh man!
To be fair, right?
So are you friends with this cheese-eating lunatic?
Oh yeah, his sound was fucking well funny. Lad.
I mean, again,
you reminded me of myself.
It sounds like you had to perhaps be there, but
yeah, definitely. But it was so funny.
Don't let that stop you telling more cheese-related stories.
Please, no, I'd love to know more about this cheese man. What else does this cheese man get up to? Has he any other wild stories from nights out?
Does he play any games at all?
I don't know, to be honest with you. He was just funny.
So you don't know him that well, then? You've moved in with him and know he eats cheese out of the fridge.
Like, basically, he was a lad who strikes me as the person who usually doesn't drink and stuff, but was getting on it.
He doesn't eat cheese.
He was intolerant, he was hesitant. He went for it. He was hesitant about drinking, and when people were trying to make him drink, he was like, fucking get... He was southern as well, so he's like, fuck off.
Imagine if that becomes the thing he's known for the rest of his life.
Oh, well, this is another interesting story.
The guy who ate a block of cheese without cutting a bit off for you.
Well, because there's a guy at uni...
it's Cheddar Mike again.
Well, there's an interesting story. It was actually called Pete, which makes it even funnier.
Cheddar Pete, that's brilliant.
There's an interesting story. Because have you ever had the barm cake / roll debate?
I don't know what barm cake is. I feel like we've had this discussion at some point.
It's something very close to my heart because it's a barm cake, and I've thought of this battle continuously whilst at university.
Now, Calv is a northerner at heart, so did you know what a barm cake is?
I just googled it. It looks like a bap or a roll.
Right.
It's not. It's a barm cake, and but basically
a barm cake. Yeah, see, I'd call that a bap.
A bap. I can accept bap. I can accept bap.
Where I'm from, it's called a cob.
Yeah, well, this is the story. So the barm cake...
Does it involve cheese?
No, it involves cobs. And the northerners are all saying it's a barm cake, and the southerners are all saying it's a roll. And then in walks this dude from Leicester who just goes, it's a cob. And for the rest of the... He's just been called Cobb for the rest of eternity. His nickname is
lads on tour.
Colm, right? I feel like you should be taking a piss out of university banner because you were a student once as well, you know? Just because
I was.
Everybody was a student at some point.
The arguments we had about barm cake and cobs
but
for the ages.
Mate, fucking...
The arguments he had about potatoes and sweet potatoes.
Yeah. I bet you had raging debates about what you call potatoes and fucking...
Jesus Christ, there's venom in that, Dan.
It was a little bit. I mean, Colm hasn't... The thing is, Colm only recently stopped doing university-style things. Like, Colm, did you ever tell Dan about the time you fell over, just randomly fell onto the corner of a concrete pavement?
I think
I mean, that was last year.
Was it on Broad? Did you talk about
That's
it on
quite
Bounce
recent.
Ping? Did you talk about it on Bounce Ping?
My life moves very slowly.
I don't know, yeah. I fell and I was knocked out for about 10 or 15 minutes. I woke up and there was some man standing over me.
Was he playing a game?
You gonna say
no, he wasn't. No,
didn't have his Game Boy Advance out.
He didn't. No, and yeah, he just kind of woke me up and kind of like made sure I was alive and stuff. And I was like, yeah, but it was very disorientated. It's not a funny story. I had to try and find my way home. It's quite distressing, to be honest.
It's no man eating a block of cheese out the fridge, but. The thing is, nowadays, if he found you on the floor,
funny that was as an image.
Dan, it probably was very funny.
Mate, it was fucking hilarious.
Thing is what I was trying to segue for you. What you don't realise nowadays is, Colm, it was a year ago, but the thing is, it's good it was a year ago because if it happened now, the guy would just catch a Pokemon off your head.
Yeah, he probably would.
And that was our discussion about Overcooked, everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can get. Look,
I'm talking about Pokemon, man.
Is anyone still playing Pokemon Go? Is anyone still genuinely has anyone stopped playing it for what is this? This is a curio. I'm going to see what everyone's talking about, and like me, is now actually playing it.
I am genuinely addicted to this game. This is why I had to come on this podcast and talk to these Poke noobs from last week's episode who were like, what's a Pokemon? Oh, God.
It's... I'm going to, on record, say this much right now. it's a bad game. Like, it's not a well-made game in any way.
It's not a bad game. It's just got
It's
glitches.
a bad game.
Okay.
It's a bad
your
game,
opinion is
Eric.
Define a good game. Something.
One that works.
No. You can have good games that don't work.
Dark Souls,
What?
for instance.
It's a good game because it makes you come back to it and you have fun playing it. And it's got addictive traits.
So
right?
does heroin.
Well, that could
Got
be
you
classed
there.
as a good drug, right?
The problem I've got with it, Calv, is I feel like there's something dodgy going on because we were out today and I'm gonna space on the Pokemon we caught. We got a couple of drowsies because we're gonna evolve it to the next one that I've forgotten the name of also.
It's called a Hypno.
Hypno. Yeah, no, there was one we caught and it was quite a rare one and it was a strong one as well. And my son caught it and the game crashed. And then by the time it properly crashed, we had to reboot it.
It does that. But no, that's the thing. If it crashes on the catch, you still get it when you open the app back up.
No, it didn't. There's two ways.
Then he didn't catch it.
If it crashes after you've had the three, noises where you catch it, I agree, it keeps it. But it crashed after the first one, so it may have escaped. But we would have then just kept going.
No, definitely escaped.
But of course, by the time we loaded the app up, it was just gone again. And that's the kind of thing. I mean, we were by the sea, and I'd consider just throwing my. If it wasn't my phone, I would have thrown it in the sea. So. It's very addictive. I think if you take, because I took down a gym the other day. Have you done that at all?
I have. I find it very hard.
Very hard.
Everyone in my area is really hardcore.
Yep.
I went to there's a church up the road. I went there on my way home today, and one of the local kids was like, "Oh, you coming to get the gym?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm going to take it." I was like, "Oh, bloody, see you later then." And just walked off.
Yeah.
I know I can't compete with these guys, man.
They've got like 1,800 Vaporeons and stuff, and like I basically had to take my mum to the dentist, and the dentist happened to be opposite a church which had a gym, level 3 gym, and I just
Our church is fucking
All
haven.
the churches are
seems to me.
gyms,
yeah, and I basically sat there because she had quite a long appointment going, and I just sat there just taking the gym on over and over again. Like my Pokemon got killed, reviving, heal them, taking the gym on. It just repeated it until I knocked their gym down a level, so there was only 2 Pokemon. Then I knocked it down so it was just 1 Hypno. No, it was
Nice.
Christ, what's his name? Snorlax. It was a Snorlax, and I eventually
He's
took
good
it down.
for defense.
Very, because he's got that body slam that just wipes people out. But I think a lot of people don't realise you can do more than just tap the screen in the battle mode, you know?
Right, yeah. That's what I like about this. There's no tutorials for this game. You have to
Not
teach
at
each
all.
other by word of mouth.
I mean, I'm going to guess you know that, but if just in case you don't, I'll save you the embarrassment. You can hold the button, you can hold your screen down to do your special move, but you can also...
Once you've powered it up enough, yeah.
Yeah, and when it flashes yellow, you can swipe to dodge, which means technically you can defeat any Pokemon that's AI controlled by just being good at dodging, but it's still bloody hard.
You can always dodge, but you can only do your special once your blue bar is filled.
That's right, yeah. It's deeper than I thought, and it doesn't tell you jack shit.
And
But hang on,
I was
you
walking
mentioned
across the
you can-
park yesterday, and I saw someone doing an attack on a gym because you could see the sparks and stuff, and it went grey. So they'd taken out all the Pokemon, and then I quickly got in there, banged my Pokemon in. I own the gym. There we go.
Yeah, that is the thing you can do. I mean, I was looking. Have you heard of PokeVision.com?
Yes. I've got a phone.
What's
for
your
Pokevision.
opinion on it?
It's great. It's a great idea. It shows you where the Pokemon
like-
are in your area.
Yeah, so I was about to say, explain what's Pokevision.
It's a Google Maps thing with the overlay of Pokemon that have recently been spawned in and around the area that you are in, and it gives you a timer for roughly how long ago it was spawned.
No, it's
or
not
how long
roughly.
you've got to
They've
get it.
actually apparently they've taken because it breaches the terms of service of the game because it takes the API and it just dismantles it to like that degree where they can be like, so that Snorlax is there for 11 minutes and 9 seconds counting down, and then you can hit the button and it will re-scan after that and they'll show you where they're spawned. Is it
It's
cheating?
laggy as shit though.
Yes, it's not great, is it? We've both used it clearly.
Yeah, so I've got my Android phone with Pokemon on it, which is a mistake to start with, and then I've got my iPhone with Pokevision on, so I can walk around and capture
That's an amazing idea. I never thought of that.
Jesus.
Should be the other way around though, because as you know, the iOS app is much better than the Android
Is it?
app.
Why is that
Yeah.
then?
I don't know why. Probably just who they outsourced it to, but the Android app crashes a lot more. It is
Really?
laggy as hell. It's glitchy as hell, but I can't stop playing it.
Same. It's. I mean, I'm gonna get a battery extender just for this bloody game.
Mate, I get through 3 batteries a day. Luckily, my phone has a removable battery, so
Oh, okay. So you can just switch out. It's weird, right? Because like, just to be serious, I know we started off talking about vegetables, but
Are we going back to that?
No. It's. I mean, I did catch an oddish, which looks a bit like a vegetable. A radish
It's kind of
instantly.
parsnip-like.
More radish-like, but obviously blue. It's interesting because I haven't yet had. You can spot people doing this still.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's not gone. Like normally things like this, especially in the games industry, come for about a week, maybe 2 tops. This hasn't gone. It's really not gone anywhere, has it?
No.
Is it not dying down? Have
No.
you seen it die down a little bit, Calvin?
Not at all.
Nope.
It's actually a bit awkward because I go out to my
Yep.
local Pokestops and there's guys there, and
Yep.
like if there's other guys, you could talk to them and say like, have you seen it? What have you seen around here or whatever? And people help you out and say, oh, there was a Snorlax over there.
Yep.
But it's also awkward because there's kids everywhere, and you're like trying to just
Yeah.
catch Pokemon. And you don't want to be stood there hanging around with a load of kids. It's so awkward.
That's an interesting problem that I never really thought
Well,
about.
I tell you how I say how bad it's got, how sad I've got is that like there is literally because Colm, you know where I live. You've been to my house. It's quite a small area, quite rural. It's only in fact today I was looking at the Pokevision and looking at Bournemouth, which is like the nearest big town, where it's like, oh my god, we're gonna have to go to Bournemouth because there's there's Pokemon that aren't pigeons there.
Adam.
I'm not joking. Anyway, this is how sad I've got, is that there is the main town centre, not far from the train station, where there are roughly 4 or 5 Pokestops, and now I will, with my wife and kids in the car, we will drive and deliberately go out of our way down the wrong... So rather than going down the one-way system and getting out of town quickly back to where we live, we'll deliberately go through the main town where it's busy and there's crossroads and lights and that, because it's that way we can get 4 Pokestops. And if we go the other way, then like go the little extra long way home, there's another Pokestop at a church around the corner, and I'm actually wasting diesel to get Pokeballs.
That's why I kind of stopped playing it because... stopped playing it. I probably played it for a day or two, and like it was just it turned a 40 or a 20-minute walk into a 40-minute walk, and I was like, that makes no sense whatsoever.
I mean, it's good for you, but it's.
But I mean
You're not walking,
when you're
by the
doing that walk.
No.
But if you're not doing that walk, yeah, fair play. It's getting people out there, and there was
here's
some
the
guy on
thing.
BBC earlier today saying since the app came out, he's lost, is it 2 or 3 stone or something like that?
Probably because his wife left him.
Potentially, yeah.
It's the thing is right, and again, Cal, if you maybe and Colm, and I don't know if Dan you're playing this, but you can maybe back me up or tell me I'm wrong. But I don't feel like when you're playing this game you're walking like, oh, I'm going for a brisk walk, because you stop every few seconds and then you like walk along slowly because you're looking at. You're not actually going for a brisk walk. So I believe there are people out there like that. It's not working for me. I feel like I'm stop-starting all the time.
I've got 4 Pokestops which are within like 2 minutes of my house, and then the rest I have to do a bit of a walk. So, and I've noticed that there's a gang of kids that have gathered together now, that they go from one end of the community over to the other end. Between there, you're just walking straight. You're not really doing anything. You're not looking for anything. There's nothing there.
True.
But between the stops, you get the walk.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was putting weight on for me because, like today, when we were on the cliff tops walking along, we walked past an ice cream parlour, so we bought chocolate orange ice cream. There's another interesting thing about this that I don't know that anyone's noticed, but maybe it's just my kids, but my kids hadn't played 3DS for. I mean, my eldest actually wanted to trade his in. He was like, "No, I'm never going to play it again," and we had trouble getting it wiped and everything because like he lost his password and all that, and I couldn't remember it, so we didn't. And he's so glad we didn't, because they both put Pokemon X and Y back in. And have been playing it like they wiped their save. And when I say religion, I have every time I look at them, they're playing it and they're trading stuff. And I know Nintendo, the stocks thing, because people thought, oh, Nintendo made this, and they didn't. But I feel like with Nintendo, oftentimes they've got their games. And I know this because we will always get review code for it like months ahead of time, and it's like, Jesus, this game's ready. And I wonder if Pokemon Sun and Moon are ready, because if they are, they're missing such a huge trick not putting them games out right now.
See, I did want to go back and play Pokemon. Well,
Yep.
actually start playing it, because I do have it somewhere, but I think I fucking lost it, which is so annoying. So I did the same thing with Red Dead Redemption. I had the Red Dead Redemption is on one Xbox 360 game I still have. Had it for years. It's been in the same cupboard for years. Finally got to actually go and play it. Fucking missing.
I remember you telling me. But have you started playing Pokemon? Because the thing is like, I don't know.
Which one?
I think they're playing X and Y, but it could be the what was the remake one?
Blue and
The one
It
before
doesn't
X
even
and Y.
matter that this is Pokemon. I know you've said before, like,
No, I
it's not
know.
actually a Pokemon game, but I played the Ingress, their first game. Loved it. It was great. It had more features than this, but no one was on it.
So
It
what
was
are you
like a-
doing
What,
that then, Cal?
what other features?
Yeah, what is that game then? Because I know people have said it's basically Pokemon Go without Pokemon, but what are you
So
catching
you were
or
like
getting?
You were little geographical shapes, and you
Okay.
had to go around and capture certain areas, and you had teams, and once you'd capture an area, it would link up to the next area to gather more points, so you'd connect a grid. And it was kind of...
Sorry. No, you just reminded me when you said about teams. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but before I forget, has anyone seen this guy? It's been doing the rounds a little bit, so you might have seen it on Twitter. But there's basically a guy who's put his username as his phone number.
Yeah.
Have you seen the full thing, Colm? The second picture.
The Lapras about are you the guy with the Lapras?
So he's captured a gym. So he's got this Lapras in this gym. I think it is. I think it might even be a gym in it, a real gym. And obviously his phone number's his username. So someone's texted him, "Are you the guy with the Lapras?" He replies, "Yep." And they just texted him back, "Fuck you." And it was so
deep.
good.
I like that.
That is so brilliant.
So some of the features they need is, for example, messaging people. Like you can see people who've got gyms. That would be good. Trading Pokemon with friends and PvP battles. They need to come desperately.
They have said what the reason. They've said that they will be allowing trading. But the reason they haven't is because they're waiting for the servers to be more stable. So it's like that could be months then.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so 6 months' time.
Question, because I've long wanted to buy an Apple Watch because I love my tech and I want to try some wearable tech and I love Apple. Does anyone know if this game has got Apple Watch support? And I'm going to guess no. And the reason I guess no is because they've got this Pokemon Go Plus thing coming, which
I don't believe they do because of the Pokemon Go Plus. And have you seen the Pokemon Go Plus? Because I didn't see it until today. And by Christ, if they think that an adult will wear that,
mate,
I mean, come on.
They definitely were. The first time we as a family went out and playing this, again, we went to sort of the seaside thinking we'd get some seaside Pokemon. And there were 3 teenage lads that you would think would be more, stereotypical, I'm being unfair, but you would think would be more at home getting pissed and eating cheese out of the fridge. But all 3 of them were gleefully "Oh my god, yeah, you got whatever it was, I can't remember now." And they were they were and again, I'm a 35-year-old man, my wife's older than I am, I've got 2 kids with me, we're a family out for a walk. You don't know we're doing it. It's kind of obvious we are, and they're immediately talking to us "Oh, just over there, there's whatever it was, I think it was like a Bulbasaur or something, just over there." And it's this is, I don't know whether to
I don't
know whether to love people or to just just fuck off, leave me alone. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's really bringing people together. You hear people walk as they walk past you going, "Oh, they're playing Pokemon Go. They're playing Pokemon Go. They're playing Pokemon Go." And it's very strange and it's kind of nice.
Some tourists just walked past my house a minute ago. They couldn't speak a word of English, but we had a conversation about Pokemon Go. That is how this game is beautiful. It's done something for gaming that I think needed to happen. I was told Adam a story. I was on the bus the other day. No one talks to strangers on public transport in London. I look over my shoulder. There's a guy looking at my phone, and he grins at me. I'm like, "Why is this dude looking at over my shoulder?" And then he started talking to me about how augmented reality is the future of games. And I just got into this deep conversation with a stranger on a bus over Pokemon Go. To me, that's how amazing this bloody game is.
And I just don't see it dying down. It will eventually. Eventually, people will fall away from it. But I'm still trying to chase my first 1,000 CP Pokemon,
Oh, I got mine today, Adam.
Go on, who is it?
So I got my Hypno, because there's so many drowsies around here. So I got my Hypno, I keep leveling him up, and I got to a level where it said you can't power boost him anymore until you level up.
Until you level up, yeah, I've had that with a few, yeah.
So I got my level up today, and now he's up to 1,047 CP, so I'm quite happy with that.
So
I also caught a Snorlax today.
That's why I want to go to Bournemouth, because I saw a Snorlax on Pokevision there.
And I hatched a Skither, or is it Sither or Skither yesterday?
I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, the kind of what do you call him?
Sith as a hand.
Yeah, I suppose. I think it's Scyther. I think that's the way you say it on the show.
Yes, I know the one. Yeah,
Scyther. There you go. Yeah. Good Pokemon impression there for you.
It was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it was good.
Dan, are you not playing Pokemon Go, or are you playing?
Deleted it after 5 minutes.
Why?
Because I went to a Pokestop, it did fuck all. I was like, I can't be asked, and just deleted it. So I don't like it.
I
don't like it as a thing, but I don't hate it at all, because I think it's, as you said, I think it's amazing with what it's done. It's a bit of positivity in this constant mirage of fucking shit. So
I think it's nice to see people be nice, and it's just some lovely.
What the hell happened there?
To see you nice, but it's seeing people just be lovely together, and it's all quite nice.
The amount of stories about fucking idiots is amazing as well. It's worth it just for that.
I wonder how many of them are true. though.
Dickheads falling off
yeah.
cliffs.
Yeah,
And
and
shit. My joke.
causing. I mean, because the first major one was there was that.
The dead body.
No, I think
Yeah,
that
Dead
one was
Body
too.
was the
I
first
mean, the
major
one
one, I
where the
think.
woman walked into the middle, or the bloke walked into the middle of the road and caused an
Yeah.
accident. It turned out that didn't actually happen at all.
It's all BuzzFeed clickbait.
Oh,
isn't
big
it?
time, yeah. I mean, you not to to inside baseball it. You only have to look at the games industry and see how many sites are writing about Pokemon Go or doing videos on
hits.
Pokemon Go or doing lists on Pokemon Go, and it's like that sort of thing is usually reserved for like Destiny was always the hit getter, or Call of Duty once upon a time. Like this thing is crazy, and
From talking to people recently, I've heard like Pokemon Go articles getting like 50,000 clicks every single one all the time. It's fucking mad how much it's been taken over, and that's just sites that aren't, are smaller sites. I imagine bigger sites are just fucking lapping it in.
That's the thing. People keep saying it's like a playground fad, but there are just as many adults playing this as kids, and the traffic has taken over Snapchat. That's how big this game is.
That's mad. I mean, basically my kids don't have phones, so when we go out, we'll give them our phones. But there's absolutely, I'm under no illusions that I'm playing it, and I'm like, well, this is great because they get to do all the work, and I get to keep the Pokemon. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Well, I heard from a father the other day who said he's going to buy a phone for his kids to play this game.
Did you? Indeed.
Can you believe that? Can you actually believe that?
I can't imagine who you're talking about. To be fair, I mean, I'm sure you are talking about me, right? I just want to. Because my eldest wants a phone, and he's at that age where we think it's okay. But from him, he wants it to be able to run Pokemon Go. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I say I don't see it slowing down. Like in the sleepy little town I live in, you still see people walking around, and then you hear that little ting noise, and it's like
It might start to just wither a little bit, and then they'll release a massive update, and everyone will be back on it.
Yep, and it's
away.
perfect timing as well, because if you're into games, like this is generally the slow period. So
Yeah, true.
it's yeah.
But saying that, I feel like there's so fucking much
There's
I
a
need to
lot.
watch. I mean, play so at the minute it's maddening. And it's
Yeah, there's
annoying
loads
'cause
to
I
play.
can't afford.
Hyperlight Drifter just came out, and that's a phenomenal game.
I won't tell me about it because I want it, but I don't know why, and I feel like I'd be shit at it.
I don't think you'd be shit at it. It is hard. It's a difficult game. It's retro. It is retro looking, but it's. I mean, it is literally what it said. Like you drift. I think I forget which. It's been a while since I played it. If I'm honest with you, but it's kind of like a. I mean, it looks a bit like a Zelda game, I suppose, and it has got that kind of. You have to go to the north, south, east, west dungeons, and get through the dungeons and fight the boss or whatever, and you can. It's just also got the you can go back into town and use stuff you've collected to level up and buy new abilities, and you can blink. It's just really, really
What's
good.
the combat like? Because I played
Correct.
Fury recently,
Yeah.
that came on PS Plus, and I thought that was not very good at all. I couldn't get past the first boss. I thought it was fucking. It wasn't even that it was hard. It was unfair. Like how
It's
the enemy
Fury
would
wants
just
precision. It's a game about parrying, which is if you don't like Dark Souls, is basically your nightmare.
Exactly. So
No,
please continue.
it's. I mean, it's different because. Well, is it different to Fury? It is different to Fury, but
So how do you attack? Is it aim the analog stick to shoot, or is it just
you
press a
can
button?
you can shoot, but it's combat, close up combat as well. It's varied, but I suppose. Do you know it is similar to Fury's combat, but I don't think it's quite as precise. It's like if you die, you'll go back to the start of the area, rather than like in Fury where you die and if you lose your lives, you go back to the start of the battle. And there are health pickups and stuff in the dungeons and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a hard game. It is a hard game.
I'm intrigued by it. I feel like it's something I need to work so it's a bit cheaper. But everyone's saying it's like a game of the year type thing. So I feel like I have to
it's
play
up
it.
there for me. I mean,
See, it's like that and Hitman I really need to play, and Doom because I need to get on the game of the year.
Doom's good.
thing.
Doom
Yeah,
is
so I
definitely
know.
up there for me. Yeah, 100%. That game is. It's the game. Doom is the game that nobody realised they wanted and needed, but it Jesus Christ. Have you played much more of it, Colm? Because I know you were playing it.
I got sidetracked because
You got Uncharted, would you say?
yeah, because another game came to my attention, and I'm quite a fan of the series. It is Uncharted 4, and I know you you reviewed this, Adam. Quite
did.
fond of it.
Very fond of it.
Is it your favourite Uncharted?
I don't think
please
that's the
don't
time.
overhype
Two different questions, right? Is it your favourite Uncharted, and is it the best Uncharted? 'Cause I
Yes,
think-
and
Yes, it's the best Uncharted because it's the sort of culmination of everything they've ever tried to do in terms of cinematic third-person story-driven gameplay. It's it's got some of the. I mean, I still think it's too early to spoil that moment that we played in my house.
Yes.
Which Dan will probably know about.
Yep. It's very good.
It happens early enough.
Have you played it, Calf?
It's just arrived, so no.
Okay, so we definitely won't spoil it. But that moment, again, those who are listening who know what we're talking about will understand this. So I apologise for the vagueness, but I was in the middle of. I mean, I think I'd finished it, and I had written my review, but I wanted to watch someone else play it to see the reaction, and I absolutely lost my shit when it happened. And so did Colm, and it was genuine. And it's like, okay, so it isn't just me. This is one of the coolest moments in a game in a very long time, right?
I've played through Uncharted recently as well. I've talked about it in the last few podcasts, so I'll keep this sweet and brief. But the opening to that game is fucking incredible. The way it like plays on your expectations, and then you go through with how like I'm not even that much attached to Uncharted because I've said it numerous times.
Yeah.
The amount of problems that Nicola is having with this one, I had with the other 3, and I didn't like them a lot. I didn't even finish 3, maybe because they were older and I burned out, whatever, etc. But I just didn't like them that much. But this one, I absolutely adored. And I think the first 4 chapters, or whatever, when it's just plotting and not much action's taking place, I think the way
it's quite brave.
Pardon?
It's quite brave. You mentioned because you know when you finished it and you look back on those early chapters again, which we're not going to talk about at all. It's quite brave because it's. And there's a whole segment heavy.
And halfway through it, I'd say they had no reason to do the bloody choice.
It was more like they just did it in Last of Us, so we will. Well, no, they didn't, did they?
No, they didn't in Last of Us.
No, they didn't.
I think it was just because there was so much like plotting at the beginning that they wanted to make you feel like you're doing something.
It could be, but there's not even that much of it. There's really. Not. That's what I put in the review.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and it seems really weird.
That the opening. Well, not the opening because I don't really like how it initially starts, but the next bit, so the bit of the actual beginning of the story, I love how it just plays with your expectations, and you're feeling the same things as Drake, and it's building on that relationships and that you already know, and then you get to the house and all this type of stuff. It's real, and I think I won't say it, I won't go into it at all, but I really like the ending as well, actually.
Oh, I think it's a phenomenal.
I think it's bookended perfectly, and I hope they don't go back to Uncharted again now. I hope they leave it as that, because that last game, I feel like it's the underdog, the watchdog. What's it fucking called? Naughty Dog problem towards the end of the game, where it's just throwing harder battles at you as you're getting towards the end of the game. They have that problem with every game they've had.
Yeah,
and they do that again in this here.
Yep,
but
they do.
It didn't get behind the threshold for me, and I really fucking loved it. It's probably it's either that or Overwatch for my game.
If it weren't for Overwatch, this would comfortably be sitting atop my Game of the Year list. Yeah, but Overwatch is, like I say, I've said before,
above Doom.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel it has a bit more.
I think I have to because I'm breaking my own rules. If I say because like Doom's multiplayer is not great and it's part of the package, whereas Uncharted 4's multiplayer is actually really good. So like I'm breaking my own rules if I go, just forget about the multiplayer. You have to judge the game as the package it's intended to be. I suppose.
Thing is with Uncharted 5 as well, if you might remember, Adam, in the build up to it, when people had previewed it, I'd asked so many times, have they learned from Last of Us? And fuck me, they did. The melee and stealth and it was so much better, and being able to lose your enemies once you alerted them makes it a million times better. The shooting, I thought, felt loads more satisfying, and most of all, just the talking between the characters when you're just driving about or whatever. It's really realistic, really just happy and funny. And the animation is fucking...
It's an incredible looking game.
The facial expressions are just fucking... unreal. Near lifelike. They are. The closest thing to...
It's
stunning.
It's interesting to compare to Doom, though, because if there was a I mean, like, I don't believe... I've always said this, and like, if you see a 10 out of 10 on GodisaGeek, we're not saying the game's perfect. It's highest possible recommendation. Yeah, okay. If I were to... If you were to put a gun to my head and say Doom and Uncharted, what would you change? I'd say they could both maybe be trimmed slightly shorter.
Yeah,
Doom suffers from the same thing. Doom is a very, very long... In fact, it's the same length as Uncharted.
Uncharted spends a little too long on the island at the end. If you cut a little bit of it out, it'd have been perfect. But it just starts to sag a wee little bit towards the end. But after that, I fucking loved it. You'll enjoy it massively.
Oh, man, it's phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm at the halfway point. I think I really am on like chapter 12 or something like that.
Yeah,
I believe that is the halfway point. And I'm very much enjoying it, but it feels a little like the last season of 24. And what I mean by that
Who
is...
made it for the last season of 24? Who didn't give up after season 2?
Me, Calvin, and Adam for our sins. You made it to the last season as well, Calvin, didn't you?
Yeah, of course. I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, the point I was going to make is now not to the same like. I mean, it's not the last season of 24 bad where the president has fucking Alzheimer's. It's not that bad, right?
Who could forget?
At all. But very well done, Dan.
Thank you.
But it feels a little like time has passed Uncharted by. A touch at points.
Intriguing.
I'm enjoying it, but it doesn't feel like I'm getting the same buzz off the Uncharted series that I once did. Or maybe that's because I've changed as a person.
See, I did, because I feel like in this one, whilst the spectacle bits aren't quite as grand, I feel like you're involved in them so much more than you were in the other three. I feel, I thought it was a lot more adrenaline, I don't know, causing, whatever you want to fucking say.
Adrenaline fueled.
Yeah. It was everything I wanted the other Uncharted. It was everything I thought the first 3 Uncharted would be when I went into them.
Right.
I've
Yeah,
heard so many people
makes
recommend
sense.
them for years, if you get me.
Yeah. Like it's like there was one thing that happened kind of towards the middle of the game that I really enjoyed story wise, and it's, I mean, for characterization, it's terrific. It really is.
It's the thing that makes it the better game than Rise of the Tomb Raider. Is the characterization and the visuals too, but the characterizations are why it's a better game. Because if you didn't have that brilliant Naughty Dog cinematic storytelling, and in fairness, the existing relationships we followed for all those years, there is an argument to be said that if they, I'm 99% sure there will be another Uncharted game.
I hope there's not.
No, I'm with you. I think it needs to rest for a while, but then we've said this about how many games, and they don't. That's not the way the industry works. But
to be fair, this is the longest rest between Uncharted 3 and 4.
It is, but they put out that collection in the middle and the Vita game. So it's not like they stopped making Uncharted. They just didn't make main console ones. And Tomb Raider is a brilliant game that I feel like, and this is, people probably hate me for this because I know like the writers involved are really popular, but I just don't think the story for Tomb Raider ever gets me the way Uncharted does. Like Uncharted,
the Tomb Raider stories are absolute cat,
and they shouldn't be. They fucking shouldn't be.
No, they shouldn't be. However, I do think that, like, if you take Rise of the Tomb Raider and you put it up against Uncharted 4, currently only halfway through, don't know what'll happen with Uncharted. I think Rise of the Tomb Raider is the better game.
Okay, but again, you haven't finished it, so
no, I haven't finished. I have no idea what's going to happen, and I'm not like, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it, but as I say, there are points where I do feel a little bit like time has kind of passed the Uncharted series by.
Yeah, and that's why they should stop for a bit.
Yeah, potentially.
And because there's anyone, I feel like the people who didn't enjoy Uncharted were the ones who went in. Uncharted 4 were the ones who were going in expecting it to be this wildly different game. Nah, they just added a rope swing, and tightened everything.
No, see,
up.
I think it felt so much. There was because the combat was just so much better in every aspect.
But that's what I mean. They tightened everything up.
They
didn't. You didn't go into Uncharted 4 and suddenly it's a driving game. It's just a tighter version of Uncharted.
I thought it was improved so much. Like they're not throwing 18 guys in fuck off massive armor at you every 2 minutes. No, it's the odd one. It's 100 times better. It's so good. What else is there? What other games have we got to chat about?
I mean, Headlander just come out on.
What is it? I've heard talk.
It's a Metroidvania. It's a Metroidvania.
Okay.
Because
that it?
No, it's a really good. It's a Double Fine Metroidvania. And Double Fine have a certain sense of humor about them. So it has that. Like it's madness. Like the reason it's called Headlander is because you are a head and you can knock other heads off and land on the bodies. So you can headland and take over the bodies and wander around. And that's
What was that Mega Drive game? That had the same premise, didn't it?
I don't recall, but I just think it's interesting that Metroidvanias are coming back. Because Song of the Deep was a couple of weeks ago from Insomniac, and it wasn't that great. It was okay. It did some stuff nicely, but it also did some stuff badly. Whereas Headlander feels like a better Metroidvania to me, and it was interesting because I only played like the opening of it as a tutorial section. I thought it was a puzzle game, so I booted it back up again. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize this was a Metroidvania game. I just really like it. Like, I don't know. It's like if you like Metroidvanias, like you're getting spoiled a bit at the moment. I mean,
does it have? Because Adult Swim published it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Does it have like? Is it very?
It's raunchy,
humor heavy.
Yeah, it's not like jokes. It's Double Fine. It's Double Fine humor. You know that's the best way of describing it. It's Double Fine humor. I'd recommend it if you like that kind of game, and it's a really good game. I don't think I like it quite as much as Chris, who gave it 9 out of 10, but I do like it quite a lot. But yeah, there's lots of games coming out. I mean, like let's say next week's Sony doing their Play promotion. Next week's Abzu, and the week after that is Brutal, and then the week after that is Bound, which you played at E3.
Well, I did. It was very pretty. I don't know what it's going to be.
Because you played VR version, didn't you?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Of course you didn't.
No, it was just set up on a console. I'd never heard it before. There was fuck all there really, so I just went over and had a look at that.
Yeah, right.
It was really pretty. It's like the animations they have of the character. It feels like they got like the suit of balls that you put onto a person to animate them.
That's
It
cool.
feels like they did that. It feels like they did that in a gymnast or a ballet dancer or something, and then used all their movements in the thing. So I didn't know what it was at first. I was just walking, and it was like seemed bland. But then you realise that as you move, if you press jump or like X to jump or whatever, and then circle to twirl, and X square to do a cartwheel or whatever, ribbons start coming out of you, and then the more you do, the more ribbons come out of you, and it's like really, really pretty. And I think it could be a good game, but I don't know because I didn't feel combat heavy at all, so I don't know how it's gonna like go further as it is. It might just be like a pretty platformer all the way through type thing, but I'm certainly interested for it.
Do you know
what's the other thing they'd release in the £6 like story thing? I can't remember what it's called. Me Without You or something like that.
I haven't heard of that. I mean, the Play promotion was Headlander, Abzu, Brutal, and Bound.
It's one of the games that on the PS4 digital sale. It's one of the pre-order ones.
Me Without You.
That's the one.
Not
Yeah,
heard
that's
of that.
That looks good. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a novel with like really pretty art and stuff, like a game novel type thing. I'm really interested in that as well. From what
you know what we haven't talked about, and I don't know if we should talk about, is this NX stuff.
Oh yeah, interesting. And No Man's Sky out soon as well. When is that out?
That is out a week Tuesday.
A week.
So,
you know what?
do we know for sure what NX is now?
No, not officially.
Just going off the Eurogamer report.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, if you
which
take
kind of
that as
confirms what
fact,
we've all been suspecting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you take that as fact, it's basically what we all thought, which is your controller. You leave the house and it becomes a handheld.
Yeah.
So
it's got like,
but again, this.
It's got like looks like it's got two snap-on. I mean, how would you? So they almost look like a Wiimote combined with an Uncharted. Two of those that snap onto the side.
So when the Wii U came out, and we was all saying this is what the Wii U should do, they've just done it now. Is that what it is?
He kind of sounds like it. I don't know.
I think it's impossible to comment too much now. We've not seen it. We don't know the specs of it.
It might all be bullshit.
It's what we expected. Let's just see what it is then, I'd say.
But it's like if you go back like a couple of months ago and go back to those controllers, you know, the mocked NX controller and console that everyone was going like, Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, that turned out to be a fake as well. Who knows? But by all accounts, this is pretty I don't know, like what the end product is going to be. If it is, as you say, Cal, like that's kind of it makes sense, you know, that they actually would kind of go down this route.
I'm gonna have to be the negative Nancy, aren't I? Because you guys seem to be like, this sounds good.
Well, to me, the interesting aspect is that you're going to get handheld games on the console, presumably. It's not the other way. So I saw like Pokemon on a console at last. Phoenix Wright, Monster Hunter.
But there's no reason they couldn't do that. Any Monster Hunter was on Wii U, by the way. Monster Hunter was.
Is it? Yeah. I tried finding it.
No, they Monster Hunter 4. They released it on Wii U and 3DS, and it was a HD full game. Bombed. Everyone played it on DS.
Oh, see, I might try and actually I can't be asked playing it on DS because
I mean, we
it's
have
game
a
on
copy somewhere on the site, but I genuinely have no idea where it is.
Sad face.
Yeah, I'll have a look in the dusty corner.
Get me free shit.
Do you know? I have a feeling Martin Baker has it actually.
Really?
Yeah, I have a feeling he might have it. But the thing is, right, is that again, that's devil's advocate a little bit. Is that what you guys want? You want, because there's nothing stopping them making a Pokemon game for Wii U or whatever. It doesn't. They don't. It's like it doesn't. They don't suddenly have permission where it's like, oh, well, now we've got a games console that's both. We can make Phoenix Wright on, because like Phoenix Wright's still going to be better on handheld.
For the Nintendo audience, this makes the most sense because the Nintendo audience clearly wants, or they prefer, handhelds. And if you give them, if basically the next handheld, the next 3DS or whatever you want to call it, right? The next
4DS.
Nintendo handheld, if that is the controller of your home console, then so be it. Then it becomes a case of, like, I mean, this if the controller is a handheld, this console isn't going to be cheap. You know, like I'd imagine this is going to be.
They have said that the rumours are it is going to be cheap, a lot cheaper than people are suspecting.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because it's not apparently going to be a powerhouse either. Again, there's a lot of apparentlys and maybes, and we've heard.
It's just a tablet, isn't it?
Do you know what?
Just a tablet.
That's kind of what I think, and.
What we want is, I don't think we want any more handhelds. Handhelds do not work. What we want is to be able to play our console, be it a Wii U, take it to the toilet with us, or take it out to work with us. No, I'm just saying that because I remember when the Wii U came out and Adam was like, I cannot use it in the toilet. What's going on? It doesn't work. It doesn't reach. You want to continue your game, but you want to continue your game where you are. You don't want a game for, oh, I'm going out now. I need to take my handheld game console. Or I'm
it's
going,
kind of cloud gaming.
Home. Let me go on my... Yeah, you want to pick up and go where you are.
If they come out and it's like, hold on, I think they'd almost be smart to just call it Nintendo Mobile, and actually have it capable of there being a data plan for you if you want to, and actually have it as a mobile. Do you know what I mean? You can plug a headphone in or something, or a Bluetooth.
Have it as a phone.
Why not have a?
That's an N-Gage.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. But
that wasn't exactly a rip-roaring success.
Yeah, but the N-Gage didn't have Super Mario Galaxy 3 on it, did it?
Fuck it! It had it had FIFA.
Come on.
What? Oh yeah, because FIFA's such a very, very small
it didn't
franchise.
have FIFA
very
the way
few people care
FIFA,
about.
did it? It didn't have
N-Gage
FIFA
was ahead of its time as well.
It was, yeah. I just find it strange.
See,
why aren't Nintendo?
It doesn't matter what they do because the people who like Nintendo will get it anyway, and then
yeah, but that's what happened with the Wii U.
The gimmick will dictate whether it goes mainstream like the Wii did or not.
I think third-party publishing will maintain that. But
I know because the Wii U had Mass Effect and Assassin's Creed and
to
Watch
start
Dogs.
with, it did.
Eventually,
yeah.
Watch Dogs.
But also it
had
had them a year or more after they came out in the other consoles.
I thought Mass Effect Assassin's Creed was pretty much day on day. I know Watch Dogs.
What Mass Effect
Assassin's Creed. Mass Effect 3 wasn't.
But why would you want a standard definition version of the game anyway?
Well, yeah, exactly. So it's. I don't think.
I know. They were very shortly after launch because I reviewed a lot of them. There's Assassin's Creed.
Mass Effect wasn't. Assassin's Creed was, and
okay, I'll
it wasn't.
My memory shit, but I'm sure it was soon
after. It wasn't. But
Mass
if
Effect
it doesn't have
was.
Call of Duty and FIFA,
it did.
If it doesn't have COD or FIFA, it's irrelevant.
Yep.
As a console.
Yeah.
And
probably.
And it will have for the first lot, but I just.
But that doesn't matter to Nintendo because all the Nintendo fans will get it because they all love Nintendo and that's fine. That'll do. And they said they'll fluctuate depending on how good the games are and all the gimmick and the marketing and all that shit. The problems with the Wii U is they market it fucking atrocious.
Am I the only one who can't work out
like
why they're not doing what Xbox is doing?
Or why Xbox doing?
Like Xbox are like saying, Gears of War 4 is available on Xbox One and PC.
Because they can make so much money off just selling them fucking anyway.
But think about this. I keep saying this. Like, think about Sony, okay, and how Bloodborne got 10 out of 10s, Game of the Year edition, all this, that, and the other. Think about how much more money Bloodborne would have made were it on PC as well. Think about how many gamers are PC gamers.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Yeah. And the other thing is that I was thinking about this recently. Is like I think gaming's changed, and I think while there are people like us who just love games and will play Hyperlight Drifter, even though it doesn't look like the most graphically impressive. It's not like, well, I need my PS4 with 4K to run this because shit, it just won't run on the old one. It's not, but games like The Order 1886 get made, and they get made because people will look at them and go, fuck me, that's going to blow people away. And I worry that Nintendo aren't reacting to the fact that people want power at the moment. Whether we don't.
That's good because they don't care, and The Order was a bag of shit.
But they didn't care with the Wii U.
See, but the thing is that I've recently come in to a Wii U.
Yeah.
Wait, that sounds atrociously wrong. I've recently acquired a Wii U, and I've only got Mario Kart at the minute, so I've been playing that.
Now.
My friend, my neighbour's little kids come around the other time to play Mario Kart, whatever, and his dad's, he doesn't know anything about games at all. He's going, oh, they're fucking cracking graphics then.
They are.
Just watching Mario Kart, and they are. So it doesn't. See, Nintendo, they're in their own fucking bubble. It doesn't matter what they do. They've got enough money to survive the fucking apocalypse.
What if Mario Kart was available on PC, PS4, and Xbox One?
Yeah, that's the dream. That's what I want to happen. I've wanted that for ages. I'd love Mario Kart on a PS4 so I can play it on a normal controller.
I'd love Nintendo to be a third-party publisher.
I'd absolutely.
Sounds horrible,
but that's
doesn't
not going to happen.
No, well,
that'd be the absolute dream. But alas, it's never going to happen. But that's fine because no matter what they do, they'll be fine.
I still want more DLC. They'll last.
I thought it was a bit pricey, £8.
It is, but it's very good. But I still want more. I'd still be happy if they go, oh, by the way, because they're doing that.
We should play some Mario Kart at some point.
We should, but they're doing that with Animal Crossing. The one that came out like how many years ago now? They're putting some amiibo support into it and stuff, and I'd love them to suddenly go, do you know what? Apropos nothing, we're doing a third Mario Kart DLC.
What you were saying about it being available and everything, so because I got a Wii U, I was looking through the store and I'm just looking through everything because there's not much I'd want.
A lot of indie games that you could play elsewhere.
Exactly, so I'm not interested in anything on that. All I want for the Wii U is the Nintendo stuff. So
yep.
I was
but
looking
that's what everyone wants from a Nintendo.
Yep,
exactly, that's
ages.
it. That's all it needs. Yeah. So I was looking through it, but all the old games, it's like, should I play like Earthbound? By the way, that's a question.
No, you won't like it.
Okay, but I was looking through it, but all these classic games that came out 10, 15, 20 years ago, they're all still like £8.
Yeah, Nintendo games don't
but
drop
that's
in price.
but that's like Nintendo. Yeah,
they're
exactly.
They're going to make their face. That's why they'll never make it. They'll never do cross-play or anything, and that's the problem with Nintendo at the minute. The cost, for me, the cost of their games is just.
They've always been like that, though. Like if you try and get a second-hand game for even the Wii or something like that came out almost 10 years ago, it's gonna cost you. Because they can charge that amount of money for it.
And I've got an extensive wish. So Splatoon's actually gone cheaper. Splatoon's about £26 now, £20. And even my sister wants me to get Splatoon because she's played it at a friend's house.
Such a good game.
So it's that Zelda Wind Waker, and because that's £20.
All right.
And then Xenoblade is the ones I want.
Xenoblade, interesting.
Because I really like the look of that world. It's just stunning. I want to even if I'm shit at it, I just want to be in that world for a bit.
Kind of makes me think of Horizon a little bit.
Intriguing, yeah, definitely. I want to know, it's like the different. So the Zelda games like Majora's Mask and other stuff like that, are they good?
Just so you know.
Is it I didn't realise it was a silent J.
Are they good?
The Mexican version.
Are they good on Wii U?
Majora's Mask isn't on Wii U. Oh, unless you're talking about like Virtual Console one.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
good.
It's not a HD
the Virtual
remake.
Console games.
Yeah, I mean,
why did you buy a Wii U anyway?
He didn't.
Pass.
Yeah, you acquired it off his mate.
Acquired one.
No, because I saw you tweeting, like you sounded really excited to have just suddenly got a Wii U, and it just seems like a weird time to get one.
Well, it's to be fair, you say that, Cal, but I'm trying to think who it was we were talking about this on a podcast many moons ago that we said. I remember saying this, that one day when the Wii U comes to the end of the life, someone could buy it as the first time and have an incredible library of Nintendo games to go through.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff on it at the minute.
I mean, Mario 3D World is amazing.
Yeah. And the Galaxy games I've never played.
Pikmin 3.
Yeah, you get loads of stuff. And I've wanted one for ages.
I've looked into Wii Sports is good on it. Because Wii Sports is good.
Interesting.
Wii Sports.
Oh, because you can just use the Wii remotes, can't you?
I'm just trying to think what the bloody game's called. I reviewed the fucking thing. Nintendo Land's excellent as well, actually. To be honest, there's not a bad first-party game that I can think of.
I've wanted to play them for ages, but like I said, the games are so expensive.
Sorry, Mario
Tennis. I need to wait for a while and then get them sporadically. So I've only got Mario Kart at the minute. I'm probably going to get Wind Waker next, I think, and just try and play. Because I'm new to gaming stuff. I've never really. The GameCube's the only Nintendo I've had, and Wii. I never played anything that much. The most famous games I played is probably Sunshine or something like that. I never played games that were renowned. Oh,
I mean,
at least
Sunshine is widely regarded as probably one of the worst 3D
I know,
Marios.
but
liked
I
it,
really loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
So I want to try and make my way through Nintendo because it's classic gaming. So I want to try and play everything they've got, and that's why I'm excited to get one because they make great stuff. It's just they make it on the shittest controller going. That's so annoying. But you know, you gotta live and let live in it. Another question I've got. If we're moving on to Nintendo, Dragon Age Inquisition is a $5 on PSN.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Nice.
Is it worth it?
Yes.
Because I got it when it first came out, and I played it for an hour, and I was that left cold by it, I just didn't go back to it.
It doesn't get started for 20 hours when you actually... I mean, can I... Minor spoiler, it's in the title, the Inquisition. Like when you,
that's what someone else said to me.
You know, when you become
the Inquisitor, it gets better.
When you become the Red Dwarf's Inquisitor, it actually gets better when you can start judging things. And
there's a character called Red Dwarf in it.
Just leave the starting area as soon as you possibly can, basically.
Okay. And what is the combat like? Because I really love Witcher.
Hold a button down and it will
It's nothing like Witcher.
It's nothing like Witcher.
I even like the Witcher. So what's the
Don't go into it
like
hoping to get another Witcher game.
It's more like Diablo's combat, isn't it, Cal?
Yeah.
But everyone likes Diablo.
Yeah, you basically you've got 4 attacks,
it's
I
much
think,
more
if I remember
laid
correctly.
back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is the story good, Calvin? To Dragon Age, is the story good?
Did you say Colm?
Calvin.
No, I think he kind of he said like Calvin. I don't know.
Mate.
I'll defer to Calvin.
Definitely have never played this one.
For a $5, it's bloody brilliant.
Dan, can I save you some money? I'm pretty sure we have a promo knocking around I can just send to you. Just before you go and spend it, I will look when I'm not sat in front of a microphone, but I'm 99% sure I saw it tidying stuff up the other day. Because
you're a star.
It's another. They definitely want to. I mean, I wonder if they're doing anything with it. Like they're making more Dragon Age. It must be, but it's in the EA Access Vault as well. So if you like, it's actually no. But if you have an Xbox One, that Vault is actually quite good value for money. If you
that's
like
quite a
EA
thing
games.
now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean you can get Unravel's in there.
I've heard a lot of the kids at school used to talk about the EA Pass, whatever it is.
I'm quite annoyed Sony decided to not let them have it on.
Well, like Cal, if you go into if you get say you throw down like a year's subscription, you get last year's FIFA. Obviously, still
it's
FIFA.
all the sports games, isn't it?
No, it's not. There's Unravel. There's Dragon Age, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 4. And of course, the thing is about them as well, and they've slightly gone back on it because initially they said like you can play. Is it 8 hours? I think it was 8 hours, but of course a game like Unravel isn't 8 hours long. So they you get that game a week before it comes out, and it's the full game, but it's limited to 8 hours of it. I think it might be 10 actually. But so you basically get the new FIFA a week early, play it for 10 hours, and your saves and you unlock achievements and everything, and if you buy it, you just carry on and just like normal. Unravel's now in the vault, like I say, that's quite a new game, and there is another one, Mirror's Edge.
I love Unravel.
Do you?
Yeah,
really?
I played that at Gamescom last year.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one Colm Savage. But it's in the vault. It's you could if you're a member of the vault, basically every EA game that comes out, you get 10 hours free. So in Mirror's Edge Catalyst, you can download that as a member of that right now. Play it. You can only play past a certain mission, but you can carry on in the open world. So it's not like a demo. It's like a real. It's like a kind of like a rental. Until it's EA Access is genuinely good value for money if you like their games. Need for Speed, the new one's in there as well. Shit game, awful game, but it's in there.
Continue. Let's go. I'm a bit annoyed in hindsight that Sony didn't let them have it on there as well because it's
on PC now as well. It's called Origin Access.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
I'm still waiting to see what Sony are going to do with this bloody Rocket League thing. That should be interesting.
What? Whoa.
Well, so Microsoft have said that Rocket League can do cross-platform between Xbox One and PS4, but we're waiting on Sony to get back to them and see what they say.
Interesting.
This could set the precedent for the future of video games.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
He's so cool.
If they could do it on this.
Well, I think it was you that said it, Calv. I'm sure it might have been on one of your vids. I'm sure I've heard you say somewhere it would be so cool if you could just buy a game and not have to give a shit about what system someone's bought it on. You can just play with your mates. Like but Call of Duty, what system doesn't matter. Well, you could
particularly a COD.
Yeah, I mean, you just to be able to go like, I've just bought Black Ops. What is the new one? Infinity.
Overwatch as well.
Yeah, or Overwatch. Just to be able to say I bought Overwatch, and someone goes, "What system?" and your answer is doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter.
You won't be able to be in a party together though, would you?
Oh, come on, they can get around party
Just
chat.
Skype
easy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but getting your laptop and getting Skype, it's still a bit of a work.
No, but I mean,
what's
it's voice over IP. If they wanted to integrate, they could.
Yeah, they could. What's that?
You could have a voiceover
cool.
system in the game.
Cav, what's that thing
actually,
that's on iOS and everything now? It's not Trello. It's like a new thing where it's like a chat room, and you can also. Oh shit! What's it called?
Ah, yes, I just installed this actually.
It's like you can create. Yes,
Discord.
Yes, that's it. Discord.
It's like Slack, isn't it?
It's basically like Slack, but you can have like gaming channels and shit, and you can do voice chat.
Yeah,
that's Discord. That's the one.
Mate,
yeah.
this is how I know I'm getting old. I'm not even finding out this stuff first. I'm finding
I thought
out.
you'd have
through
been
my
on that
kids.
like Discord straight away.
So
Discord.
someone was like, "Have you got Discord?" I don't know what the hell is Discord, but I downloaded it. It's actually really good. So it's a free voice over IP tool.
That's it.
Forget using I mean, I pay for a TeamSpeak server, but forget using all that.
Yeah, it's cool. I hope it does happen very much, but you never know. It'd be intriguing to see what they do because I think it would, like you said a peasant.
The thing is, the trouble is, like Microsoft have every interest in wanting it to happen because they are behind. They have not got the numbers.
Yeah.
Sony, on the other hand, they don't have to do jack shit because they've got the numbers. They
It'd
could
be bad for their image,
exactly.
wouldn't it?
So they could stand there and go quite comfortably. But we've got millions and millions of users. Why do we need to do this? But then they look like the kind of dickheads that like, yeah, we're number one. So I think it will happen. I just don't know when. I wonder if
I
it'll
love
be.
that Microsoft have made it up to Sony though. Just kind of put it out there, like, yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Sony? Yeah, you gonna allow it? No.
I mean, maybe
Are you
they are
dickheads?
talking. Maybe yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're going to be the dickheads that don't do it. I mean it's interesting because like Microsoft, I thought had a really good E3, and isn't the Slim out very soon? It's out in August, isn't it? The Xbox One
It's
S
next week, mate.
Jesus,
So
not
the
much noise
second
being
next
made
week.
about it. But I saw a comparison picture finally of the two of them together. Jesus Christ, it looks about the size of a PS4. It's tiny.
But I mean, the Xbox One itself is it's monstrous.
I
Yeah,
always
true.
quite like the look of it though, and I don't know
No,
why.
I don't. I think it looks like a fucking just a brick that should be in a fucking factory.
But
as in building a factory.
The thing is,
And the placement of the USB, that's what gets to me every bloody
The
time.
placement of the USB is a killer, Calv.
The
God.
one
Why?
on the side. What?
yeah, but at least it's not at the front. At least you don't have to have cables trailing everywhere at the front of your Xbox.
No, that's the thing. If you want to charge something, you have to go around the side. You can't just shove it in the front.
Having them in the front's good.
I suppose, but
Wait,
I'm someone who I've got to the point now where I just don't want a headache from playing games, and my PS4 is I've got the one that we've got for review, and it's like it's so loud. Then the fans
sounds like a plane taking off
it's
sometimes.
really bad. I've dismantled
and
it.
I'm never taking it apart.
No, I have. It doesn't work. I dismantled it, and if there's say 3 stages of fans, I got it to the point where it would start at 2 instead of 3. I've dismantled it. I have cleaned that thing as if it's brand new. I took pictures. I think I tweeted them a while back. It hasn't worked. There's I don't know what it is. It's so loud.
The new one doesn't have a front USB port, by the way. But can I get a show of hands? Who's going to get the S? Yeah.
But no.
See, if I had money, I would, because I think there's enough on Xbox now to warrant it.
I mean, yeah, you got
nearly.
Super Hot.
It'd be the Sea of Thieves, really.
Well,
that dragged me, but
Gears,
I don't have
Quantum
them.
Leap.
I see. I've played a bit of.
Cuphead.
I played a bit of Quantum Faith, whatever it's bloody called.
Quantum Break is
it's
not brilliant either, to be honest.
I didn't like it. I played a bit of it and I wasn't a big fan of it.
But it has got Cuphead.
Yeah. Well, is it? Because that's been coming out for about fucking 8 years now, and it's still.
That's out this year.
not out.
That's out this year, apparently.
Yeah, I'm sure they've said that for 2 years in a row now.
I mean, if you're not going to get a game in PC, you want the best indie games, you kind of need both. Because Sony have got No Man's Sky, which I'm not quite that comfortable calling an indie game at this point, if I'm honest with you.
I want to
No
end
one
this
can
podcast.
call it an indie game. Calling No Man's Sky an indie game is an outrageous claim. It's like calling Journey an indie game.
Wait, hold No Man's Sky, because we're going to talk about that before we leave. But Xbox.
Colm, you getting an S?
I'm not one for buying upgrades of the same console unless my current console just completely dies, basically. Like, how much is the S?
£250.
With
I
anything?
couldn't justify it.
No, I think it's $350.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I think they've dropped the old one to $250 officially, or $229 actually.
Oh, let me check. Because I was sure.
Just buy an old one.
I remember.
That'd be funny if they dropped that to nearly £200. Just buy an old one. It's the same console, and you've not got a 4K telly, presumably. And apparently, I read today, and I can't source it because I've forgotten.
That's
where
the
I read
thing.
it,
That's
but
what I was going to say.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. I
Okay.
was just going to say, no one's mentioned 4K yet. That's the reason I'm going to get one. Because
Well,
this is
apparently
going
it
to
doesn't work out the
Blu-ray
box.
player.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
free.
that's
and
actually not a
£50
bad
now,
shout.
apologies.
Yeah, no, yeah, they have said
It
that.
doesn't work out of the box. What does that mean?
Well, again, I want to say GameSpot, but it may not be. But I read somewhere today that it may not support 4K out of the box, which sounds to me like it just means it needs a firmware update, which is always made out to be this huge deal when it really
okay.
isn't. But it probably will just be
Are
that.
you definitely getting one, Calv?
I am, because I have a 4K TV and I have absolutely nothing to play 4K content with it.
So
on
you
it.
could buy an
So this
Xbox
one
One
you
S
use
and stream
Netflix.
4K. Yeah,
Amazon Video, exactly.
yeah.
And if I want to be old-fashioned and buy
Don't you have to
discs, I can.
pay? Don't you have to pay more for 4K Netflix?
Do
I
you?
think I already have
Yes,
the
you do.
Netflix thing.
It's
I
a
don't
lot
know.
more expensive actually.
Really?
Yeah,
it?
you do have
I
to
had
pay
it in
more.
my
It's
head,
a different
yeah.
membership plan. Yeah, I would
Didn't
if
know
I had
that.
the money, I would, but alas, I don't. But No Man's Sky,
Right.
are we excited for it? 'Cause I'll tell you something now. I'm really fucking excited for it now.
Yep.
I've gone up and down on it, but no, the new trailers that have shown humanoid life and stuff and activity and different things. I'm really up on it. And
Yep.
everyone's mourning that they haven't shown what you're doing it of it. That's good.
No, they
I'm glad
have.
they've
They
not fucking
have
shown
shown what they're
and
doing.
They have.
It's got
But
silly
I'm
that
glad
as
they've
people
fairly
going, I don't
shown
know
out.
what they do in it. Then you have been blind and deaf. They have shown
It's been
an
obvious what the game's
exploration.
about all the way through.
Yeah, it's a Minecraft style space version with
I think it's
proper
gonna be
shooting
fucking
combat.
cracking. I really can't wait for it.
The only thing that worries me, Dan, is those trailers are good hype trailers, but and this is probably something like you notice if you edit videos yourself, they've been edited a very specific way. There's never more than 10 seconds of any clip on there.
Oh, definitely.
And that may just be an intentional stylistic thing, but it also may be purposeful to not show anything.
And I know you're going to say no, it's because you feel like the moment to moment is going to be dull. But I don't know, I feel like I like the idea of just fucking so I didn't like Proteus or anything like that.
No, terrible.
But I feel like
terrible
because
game.
Proteus, it's shit. I do not
There's
get
nothing
the
to
point
do
of
in
it.
that. There literally is nothing.
But
to
that's
do in
because it's one place. I think this is just going to be like I can't. I love the idea of games always say explore places, but you never really explore places. You go to one fucking you like Uncharted. You go the different direction and pick up a fucking shiny trophy, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not exploring.
No, it's
that's
not.
just getting the trophies. This will be exploring, like proper finding animals, finding weird caves, finding just cool shit.
I tell you
It's
what,
like
Dan.
Starbound and Minecraft.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
but Minecraft, and that's a great
Looks like
comparison
shit.
because Minecraft doesn't have invisible walls. Like if you can see it, you can go to it. That if in No Man's Sky I hit some invisible wall because that part of the planet's not rendered,
Yeah.
it's done. I don't think that's the case.
It can't. Be
It
that.
can't because it would be
wouldn't able to do
ludicrous to
that.
go on about. And
It'd get ravaged.
I mean, the thing is as well, the problem, and I'm going to give some advice to anyone listening who is interested in this game. If you see a review in the first week with a score on it, don't pay any attention to it. Because, unfortunately, the way the game's business works is that you have to be first. And that's not something people enjoy. It's genuinely, no one likes rushing anything. But it's just the way it works. We will maybe have like an impressions article or some videos, but it won't be being. You can't just throw a game up like that and go, it's 7 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 or whatever. Be real cautious about how you know. I mean, the thing is people. It's weird. Like it seems to be. Who was it the other day in our Slack that was saying like outside of the industry, no one knows what this game is at all? Like, No Man's what? That's not Call of Duty. Do you know what I mean? Who was that?
I'm sure, obviously.
I'm in the industry. I still don't know
think
what this
that's-
bloody game is.
It's what, Calv?
I still don't know what this bloody game is. I still
you
do not get it.
do. It's my space Minecraft
I
with
don't.
guns.
I've read so much about it.
It's space
But is it,
Minecraft
though?
with guns. Yeah, no, it is. It's got mining resources. It's got. I tell you, the thing I wasn't aware of that the trailers revealed is the weather stuff, which interests me. Like
the survival stuff and like
there's
radio
survival
radio
elements.
and cold and stuff. I think it's gonna be like a bit. It reminded me a little bit with that trailer Adam, of the long
The Long
what's it
Dark.
called? The wolf.
Long
Yeah,
Dark.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to it.
I can't stand the marketing.
Yeah, the marketing's been. I mean, whether that's them or Sony, we'll never really know. But the only worry I have is I played We Happy Few, and that's not the game people thought it was going to be. It's a survival game as well, but there's like meters for everything. So you got like thirst meter, hunger meter, sleep meter, and it's like at some point that's not fun. You know what I mean? Like wanting to explore.
That massively disappoints me. All right.
Oh,
Because,
yeah, like-
that what they showed off of that game it was just everyone going wild, like kind of going, this is kind of the new BioShock.
Yeah.
And, it's
And
like,
they can
it's
say
completely
they've been
not.
out saying, "Oh no, we've been saying all along it's not the new BioShock," and it's not. But that seriously made it look like it. So that's the opening of the game. Kind of that's like the prologue, and then you wake up in a world where you're sort of with all the other downers, and you scavenge and craft and take on
interesting. I
side.
didn't realise this would be that at all.
You craft and you do side quests and to get back to places and stuff, and. Yeah, it's got a thirst meter, it's got a hunger meter, and the worst one is the sleep meter. So as you get tired, it's also got stamina, like Dying Light or something. Like the more you hit someone, your stamina goes down, and as you get tired, the actual stamina meter itself decreases. And so all of this combined means that you can't get on with what you want to do. It's a proper survival game. Like you just think, I want to explore there. But I need to sleep, so I got to go back to my bed, sleep, and then we start again. And it's also nowhere near done. I know it's alpha. It's totally alpha gameplay. It's nowhere near done. And I hope No Man's Sky is not that. You feel conned? Did you think BioShock
I really
as
thought
well?
this was a BioShock game.
Yep, because it looked like one. Like,
I've
really
seen my
looked like one.
non-gamer friends on Facebook very rarely post things about games, but I saw some politics guys posting about this the other day, saying this looks like a BioShock set in Tunbridge Wells.
And that opening is very much so. Like you sit there and it really reminds me of Infinite as well. A lot of the time, that opening, and then it just becomes a survival game.
Well, good, because Infinite went shite after the opening.
Oh,
so maybe it's a little
damn.
bit different.
Wrong.
Brilliant
End
game.
the
Boring
podcast
shooting for
before I
fucking 8
jump
hours.
through the microphone and kill you, Dan Murphy.
Cool story. Shite
Such a
shooting.
troll.
There's too much shooting.
I'm
You're
looking
saying
forward to
BioShock
replaying
Infinite
them all.
has shite shooting, and you're saying Uncharted 4 had good shooting. My God.
Far fucking better shooting. Fucking miles better. But that's a debate for another time, because it's late and I'm fucking tired.
Fair enough.
So, shall we hit this on the head with a big fucking nail and say goodbye?
I mean, we
Thanks
can.
for
Is
feedback.
that what you want us to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hammer it.
Okay.
Hammer it.
Turnip suck.
Hammer
Goodbye.
it. What do you say? Oh yeah, turnips are shit. Well, I can't even say the shit, 'cause I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're
Right,
good
Dan,
or not.
Dan,
Well,
listen.
content incoming.
The three of us may not be on next week's podcast. We don't know at this point. But whoever is, promise us that you will have had, even if you have to just bite it raw. Look, Colm's done it with a potato for a video, so you can do it for a turnip. Just get a turnip and just bite into a turnip, or maybe cook it. I would suggest cooking it somehow. But tell us what you think.
I'll make a video of it. and
That's
we'll
fine.
see.
Yeah, even if it's just
Anyway.
a vine.
This has been the God is a Geek podcast. I've been Dan. That's been I can't. I'm doing. I'm fucking my outro up. Basically, go to GodisaGeek.com for words. Go to YouTube.com/GodisaGeek for video. Go to Twitter GodisaGeek for Twitter. Go to Facebook.com/GodisaGeek for Facebook. Go to Patreon.com/GodisaGeek for Patreon and give us money, please. And I think that's it. Everything, because I'm very tired of rushing through this. If there's nothing left to say, gentlemen, it's time to say goodbye. So say goodbye, Adam.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Calvin.
Cheers.
Interesting. I say goodbye, Colm.
Slán Gafol.
And it's goodbye from me. C'est la vie.